Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope that this video finds you well. Massive bombshell dropped by Tulsi Gabbard today. See, we were called conspiracy theorists. We were called liars. We were called brainwashed and far right and everything in the book. See, what am I talking about exactly? Russiagate, right? Russia stole the 2016 election. This is what we were told. This is what many Democrats still believe to this day. Well, now we know for a fact that it was a conspiracy. It was made up by Hillary Clinton, Barack Hussein Obama. It was orchestrated by the deep state for several reasons. They wanted to subvert Donald Trump's presidency, and they wanted to start World War III over it. You heard that right. From what Tulsi Gabbard released to us today, they wanted to, number one, set up Donald Trump, have him resign in disgrace, put him in prison for being an agent of Putin, and then we were going to go to World War III on the basis of Trump being a Russian agent. Do me a huge favor. Smash that thumbs up. Subscribe. Leave me a comment. Where are you tuning in from today? I see your guys' comments. Lisa, Melinda, Irvine. Hello. I see you guys. I love you guys. Please share the video. We're diving right in it. No promos today. No sponsors. We're getting right into it. Here we go. Treasonous conspiracy. They're calling it treason. Tulsi Gabbard calls for prosecution of Barack Obama, Jim Comey, John Brennan, and others. Sends newly declassified Trump-Russia hoax docs to the Justice Department. Now, really quickly, before we continue, I want to just say this to Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi, look at the way Tulsi Gabbard is doing it. And please learn. She promised to release everything. She's releasing everything. She's not going out on Fox every night and saying that she's going to release, but then not releasing anything. Tulsi Gabbard is doing amazing, holy work. Let's continue. ODNI Tulsi Gabbard released newly declassified presidential briefing reveals that Barack Obama knew the Trump-Russia collusion narrative was a hoax. It was recently reported that former FBI Director James Comey, CIA Director John Brennan, and DNI James Clapper worked together to purposely corrupt the Trump-Russia investigation in 2016 before Trump entered the White House. On Friday, it was revealed that Barack Hussein Obama knew it was a hoax, and he was involved in manufacturing and politicizing the intelligence to create the Trump-Russia collusion canard. The Obama administration knew that Russia did not interfere with the 2016 election, but they pushed the hoax through their friends in the fake news media. Quote, we assessed that foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on election infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome this year. We have no evidence of cyber manipulation of election infrastructure intended to alter results, the report said. So this is the report that Obama got, but then they hid the report. It goes on to say, quote, we assessed that Russian and criminal actors did not impact recent. Now, this is right after the election. We assessed that Russian and criminal actors did not impact recent United States election results by conducting malicious cyber activities against election infrastructure, the report said. Obama, Brennan, Comey, Clapper, Susan Rice, Joe Biden, and other deep staters were all in on the hoax. Tulsi called for prosecutions and sent the newly declassified documents to the Justice Department. Quote from Tulsi Gabbard, these documents detail a treasonous conspiracy by officials at the highest levels of the Obama White House to subvert the will of the American people and try to usurp the president from fulfilling his mandate. This betrayal concerns every American. The integrity of our democratic republic demands that every person involved be investigated and brought to justice to prevent this from ever happening again, Tulsi Gabbard said. She goes on to say, I am providing all documents to the Department of Justice to deliver the accountability that President Trump, his family, and the American people deserve. Now, you probably heard today that Washington State Journal released their bombshell that Trump sent a letter to Jeffrey Epstein. Want to know why they chose last night to release their bombshell fake report that Trump is now suing them over? Because they knew that this was going to drop today, and to subvert the minds of the American people from the treason that Obama, Comey, and Clapper and all of them committed, they want your attention to the fake story. But it gets even worse, and I didn't even know that they did this. Check this out. Listen to what they tell us.
I mean, Steve, look, we can zoom out a little bit here. I'm in this. I'm seeing these emails, though, pushing back the president's daily brief. I've never seen anything like this certainly not in the Obama admin, saying that they withheld the president's daily brief so that they could set this up with this assessment in it as the one that's put. Because the PDB, it doesn't just go to the president. That's what everyone has to understand. It goes to senior members of the government. It goes to senior members of the military. It goes throughout the IC. There are various versions of it that can be read. The president's version, of course, is the most highly classified. And then if you go dig deeper into it, you can get into other levels of compartmentalization, because the president's the one, he's supposed to be able to see everything that's in there. They withheld the PDB so that they could set this up this way. And by the way, email after email in here says this is POTUS tasking.
I'm going to give you a scoop. This is what we got the president, because the President Daley's brief is given to the president-elect.
Did you hear that? When President Trump was elected in 2016, they stopped doing the daily presidential briefing. You know why? Because the president-elect, as soon as you win an election, you start getting briefed everything that the president is being briefed in on every single day. So whatever, they were sitting there and talking. They did not brief President-elect Trump. They kept it a secret. But it goes on. Ladies and gentlemen.
Released new evidence of Obama administration's conspiracy to subvert President Trump's 2016 victory and presidency. Washington, D.C., today's date, Friday. This is from the Director of National Intelligence. Tulsi Gabbard revealed overwhelming evidence that demonstrates how, after President Trump won the 2016 election against Hillary Clinton, President Obama and his national security cabinet members manufactured and politicized intelligence to lay the groundwork for what was essentially a years-long coup against President Trump. This is from the Director of National Intelligence, that language. And also she puts in the tweet top, their goal was to usurp President Trump and subvert the will of the American people. No matter how powerful, every person involved in this conspiracy must be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The integrity of our democratic republic depends on it. We are turning over all documents to the Department of Justice.
So you heard that. And then this is the last clip I want to show you. 1 second. So here, it's a really, really short one.
You're going to see prosecution.
I don't want to hear it.
You have to see down on this, but
I don't want to hear.
You're going to see prosecution.
I don't want to hear it.
I
want a criminal grand jury. I want a criminal grand jury. Guys, perp walked. Forget hearing.
How do you not see prosecution?
Forget it. Prosecutions. This is you get
You've
a criminal. This is why they need a special prosecutor. Somebody.
There's perjury here. There's conspiracy to commit perjury.
From the beginning.
There's obstruction.
You need judge. You need this is treason. This is
That's
treason.
Right. What they did was
they tried to thwart an election. They tried to overturn a government. This is treason. This is why I need Judge Janine or Ed Martin or get one of these U.S. attorneys. Somebody needs.
So if you read the entire report, their plan was, so their treasonous act was like this. We framed, President-elect Donald Trump. They all knew it was fake. Not only did they know it's fake, they're the ones who set up the lie. So they were going to set Donald Trump up as being an agent of Russia. Then they were going to humiliate him, build this fake case, have him arrested, have a sitting president arrested on a fake, made-up story. Then the snake Mike Pence and Paul Ryan at the time, Speaker Paul Ryan, he would be VP, and they would declare war against the Russian Federation because apparently they installed a puppet to be our president who is now serving a prison sentence. If that is not treason, I don't know what is. To lie to the American people to such lengths, to go to such levels of lie, deceit, fraud. It's absolutely mind-boggling. They were willing to imprison Trump and go to nuclear war over a lie that they created. If that doesn't speak to you evil to its core, if that doesn't say to you demonic, I don't know what will. The Democrat Party, they make demons look like angels. They make demons look like angels. These people are worse than literal demons. See, the Bible tells us that even demons believe in God. These people believe they're God. These people believe that they are God. These people believe that they can do whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want. It's just ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. And I agree with Steve Bannon. We don't need prosecutions. We need a criminal grand jury now. We need to treat this as what it truly is, treason. This kind of stuff happens. Europe. Europe is a lost cause. Look at Germany. Look at France. They're arresting their politicians. Last year in Russia, they arrested, I believe, 413 people for stuff they said on the internet. Well, the UK arrested over 4,000. And I agree with No Name. No Name, I agree with you. All we get is talk. See, and I believe I think Tulsi Gabbard needs to be our attorney general. She has done more as DNI than Pam Bondi as attorney general. See, Tulsi Gabbard is not on Fox every night. She's actually doing her job. She's actually exposing everything to the American people. And that is what we want. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. Have a great day. Please share the link to this video with a friend or two. Help me get the word out. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.